Once again, we have Vae Victus taking over Team AMAM. Or taking on Team AMAM. For Vae Victus, our roster, banning Sgt. Pepper, followed by picks from Et Omnia, Zion Disc, and Fluabu. God, that's going to really mess me up later. I just love it when people have these really crazy names and I'm supposed to be shoutcasting them. Especially in a crazy thing like Howling Abyss. Alright. And then Team AMAM on red side. We have What Is a Wolf, Rare Candy, Lady Santa, and Gross Pigeon. These guys don't even have a team captain. I don't even know anymore who their team captain is. They have so many captains. Like everybody is a freaking captain for these guys. 3 bans out thus far. Morgana and Jace taken out by Vae Victus, and Kog'Maw banned out by Team AMAM. This is an odd ban from Team AMAM, and I think they're doing it because of the priority that they showed on this champion last week. They played Ethereal, who is most likely their #1 competitor here. Vae Victus are very strong. They have a lot of great players, a lot of players that are not new to the ADAM scene, but Team AMAM, they pulled out that Kog'Maw last week, and they showed why it is that they prioritize it so much. Now they know they're not going to have that first pick, so they ban it away. The second ban here from them, Galio, is an excellent one in my opinion, because Vae Victus have been prioritizing that Galio since day 1 here in the Draft Labs Tournament Series Season 1. So this is a phenomenal ban coming out from Team AMAM, but there's still so many champions left open. The question is, where are Xerath and where are Ziggs going to go? There's the Ziggs ban out, and now Team AMAM are actually going to take out the Varus. Janna is left available. Xerath is left available. There's so many great champions left available right now for these teams. Blitzcrank is left available. This was a crazy pick ban phase here, and Sgt. Pepper, he's going to take the priority. It shows you player priority and team priority on the champions with these picks that we're seeing so far. Sgt. Pepper, he takes the Lux. That leaves open so many good picks here for Team AMAM, and they're going to take the Xerath and the Jinx. Another 2 priority champions here. Xerath, just obvious priority considering that Ziggs has been taken out, and then Jinx is a champion that Team AMAM prioritized specifically considering her cleanup capabilities. If you have a team that can keep her safe, yet get a couple of kills and at least whittle the enemy team down to low health, which is something that Xerath can do really well, then Jinx should be able to clean up. And with those 2 lock-ins, you can see that the 2 comparing charts here with the first pick from blue side, that's Lux, and then the 2 picks here coming out from AMAM. Once again, that bottom left side heavy chart. This is exactly how they like to play. They want to take that early game lead, they want to take that mid game lead, and they want to finish the game before the mid game even starts, to be honest with you. And we've seen it happen before. Player Slayer says, I'm Team AMAM captain. I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I wouldn't be surprised. Next 2 lock-ins for Team Vae Victus are going to be Et Omnia Vanitas taking his Scion and Zion Disc. God, that's going to be more confusion for me as well. Zion Disc taking the Ashe. Now, Ashe is a champion who's very strong. She is, in fact, tier 1, you guys. She brings a lot of great strength to this map, and I think that what she brings here in combination with the Scion was a good pick for them. Now, neither Scion nor Ashe really bring in too much in terms of what you can see on the chart right now. We're seeing a more chart-strong composition coming out from the AMAM because most of the benefits to a Scion and an Ashe come in the form of crowd control, and neither of their 2 crowd controls really contribute too much to either disengage or engage. It's more of to wave clear from Et Omnia and to the disable trait, which you can find on our champion tier list. If you slide down into our panels, you can see the Draft Labs champion tier list down towards the bottom of the panels down there. This is one of the many tools you can find here in Draft Labs. Last 2 lock-ins for Team AMAM. Lady Santa taking the Nidalee, and Gross Pigeon finally going to snag that Janna. I would have expected this one to come here, in all honesty. I should have seen it come in earlier. Gross Pigeon is, in fact, the support player, the support/tank player for Team AMAM in their usual setup, if they're in their ADAM setup, and considering the fact that they didn't take the Janna early, they were at first going to see what it was that Team Vae Victus were going to bring and if they were going to take that Janna themselves. And then if it ended up sliding back into that 3rd phase of the picks and bans where Gross Pigeon could take it, he would probably snag that one. That's exactly how it ended up going here, and not too surprising for either side. Now Fluabu ends up snagging the Ezreal as the last pick. That is the pick that was left open with the Janna pick. You could see that, What Is a Wolf and Lady Santa had already taken 2 pokers. They didn't necessarily need too many, and they were going to put priority on the Janna. Lady Santa ended up snagging that Nidalee with the Ezreal still open. In my opinion, Ezreal is a stronger champion on this map than Nidalee, especially in the early game, so this is going to be really advantageous here for Vae Victus to able to at least keep themselves from losing the game right off the bat. Now, we do have our style stats, team composition, strength calculator all set up and ready to go. For those of us who are watching who haven't seen it before, this is the TCS I think I did that right. This is a radar chart that's producing two shapes, one for each team, red for red, blue for blue, and these shapes help us compare the strengths and weaknesses of each composition based on these 6 criteria: disengage, engage, nuke, wave clear, siege, and poke. We can see that Team AMAM on red side have taken themselves a very standard AMAM, standard ethereal composition. Bottom left side heavy, poke, siege, wave clear. This is a shoving composition that will want to put as many minions underneath the enemy tower as possible, and then allow themselves to hit the tower for as much as possible, for as long as possible, you could say. The more minions you have underneath the tower, the more time you are granted to move under it and siege. And that's going to be a pretty big deal here for Team AMAM, considering they have the combo of Jinx and Nidalee. That is a serious sieging composition. If those two are left alive towards the end of a fight, and are able to siege a turret uncontested, that thing's going to drop like it's nobody's business, like incredibly fast. Now, and what we see from blue side here, as I said, their composition isn't necessarily bringing the size of the chart that Team AMAM's is, but as of right now, we're just going to take a look at the shape. They are more topside heavy, more symmetrical, but still topside heavy. Poke, disengage, and engage are going to be their 2 main statistics here. You could add siege in there with it, but they just do have quite a few ranged auto attacks here in their squad. Still not quite that of the siege that we're seeing coming out from Team AMAM. And what they're brilliant right now is more of like a control-esque composition. They're going to be able to defend if they need to. They've got some decent wave control, wave clear. They've got some decent disengage. But the main thing that's coming out from them is pressure from the Ashe. The one true thing that's going to help them defend here is pressure from the Ashe. Throwing out those consistent Qs as much as possible, making sure that whenever anybody from Team AMAM wants to move forward and wants to get aggressive onto the tower, even if it's just 1 or 2 auto attacks, you can expect, or it's not the Q, excuse me, it's not the Q, maybe it's the W or the E, whichever the fanning spell is from Ashe. I don't remember which one it is exactly, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The spell where it shoots a bunch of arrows in a fan. That's going to go out and it's going to just completely negate anybody's ability from Team AMAM to use that. I think that Ashe is a really interesting pick here from Vae Victus, because zone control, the ability to just zone out enemy members from really being able to move forward, the combination of zone/disengage that Ashe brings, as a matter of fact, with that spell, is so perfect against a team like AMAM, because they always want to move forward. They always want to be taking some sort of lead. They always want to be pushing aggressive, and I can see this working out very well. Now, Team AMAM, you got to give it to them in terms of the champion selection, because not only have they come out with a 5.40 composition score, which is quite a bit heavier than the 4.76 rather that we're seeing from Vae Victus, but they've also gotten themselves that standard meta composition. Vae Victus are trying to bring in something unique here, and are trying to take Team AMAM off of a counter, you could say. They're trying to counter big Team AMAM's playstyle, but Team AMAM have pretty much gotten just as strong of a composition as they ever have. You know, this is about as strong of a comp as you're going to give Team AMAM, and they might be able to just completely overpower Vae Victus, considering that Vae Victus are most likely not in voice communication. They haven't been playing with each other for nearly as long as Team AMAM have, and Team AMAM are, in fact, very easily have all of those things, because they've been playing together for a long time, and I believe are in team communications for every tournament that they play in. So that's one of their requirements if you want to be on their team. Now we have in fact loaded on the Abyss, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Draft Labs Tournament Series. Match 1 of our... Ooh, maybe I don't have my... Oh, I do. Excuse me. Draft Labs Tournament Series. Match 1 of our second set of the day. Last set of the day, as a matter of fact. We have Vae Victus on blue side, Team AMAM on red. Team AMAM getting themselves a nice standard comp, whereas Vae Victus trying to take more of a counter comp, you could say. They know exactly how Team AMAM play. It's no mystery how Team AMAM play nowadays, and it's just all up to the players of the enemy squad to be able to pick something that can counter and use that against them. Team AMAM easily getting this bush control. Look at that, 23 seconds in and they were already in that bush. That's got to be a new record for the tournament season, for the regular season here in the tournament series. There's one face check. What is the Wolf? He's just going to show himself. They say we already have this bush control. There's no reason for us to try to snake a first blood with this team composition that we have right now, lacking kind of like, you know, tons and tons of early damage, especially with the Janna. So we're just going to show ourselves and then kind of assert our dominance here, rather than kind to sneak something out of the enemy squad and taking some sort of early lead that way. You can see that Vae Victus are doing a decent job here of blocking the poke. I Am Sergeant Pepper less than the other members, but they're doing a decent job here of negating the damage that's coming out from Team AMAM early, but Team AMAM are still just, you know, taking it for nil. They're not getting any in return. These are all victorious trades here, and they're utilizing their poke to do so. They actually back off, and this is a really good opportunity for Et Omnia Vanitas to move forward, not only get some damage off, but actually start the wave clear advantage for them. Et Omnia Vanitas needs to hold on to this wave clear advantage that they have right now for the next few waves. This is excellent. This is really good for Team Vae Victus. They're keeping things early against a squad that actually has much better wave clear than they do. There's a stun, but will it be followed up by much? He actually ends up getting the shield off there just in time. Et Omnia doing a great job. All the tears, my God, 7 out of 8 tears, you guys. My goodness. 7 out of 8 tears. We'll see who's be crying tears later after this match. After this set, rather. The Vae Victus doing the surprising. They're actually able to take the wave clear advantage over Team AMAM. And this is a really good position for them to be in because they're actually switching things up. They're going to be the team poking now. You can see what is a wolf. He's already low. Gross Pigeon doesn't really have too much to disengage. He's got plenty of wave clear on the Janna, but it's all about positioning yourself to win trades. In the very early game, the level 3, the pre-minion waves, it was all Team AMAM. They had the correct positioning, but now that Et Omnia Vanitas is focusing his points into the wave clearing spells, and they're actually able to get this shoving advantage over AMAM, they're putting themselves in the position to be poking out. Oh, that was a tough spear to watch, man. That one hurt. Zion Disc taking a lot of damage there, and that's going to actually even out the health bars, actually throw them slightly in favor of Team AMAM. That was the one poke spell that was so important. There's one clarity for AMAM. They actually have 2, and they've already used both of them, but the other one's about halfway off cooldown. These guys really focus on spamming spells, but they're doing it, but they're still not necessarily winning from it, so these 2 lack of aggressive and team fight oriented summoner spells are actually going to could be the death of them here. It really could. Once the level 6 comes, there also isn't too insane of a transition for Team AMAM at level 6, because they get the Janna ultimate, which is going to be good for disengage, and they get the Xerath ultimate, which is good for damage, but in terms of the Jinx ultimate, there needs to be things happening first before that, and Nidalee actually gets nothing from level 6, so I think level 6 is also stronger here in favor of Team Vae Victus as well, and they're in a perfect position to be able to take advantage of it. The reason I say that is because Team AMAM are contesting every single wave. Team AMAM are actually getting every wave cleared out and are trying to push back forward. You can see right now, they get the wave cleared out. There is this little bit of downtime before the next wave, and all 4 of Team AMAM's members move forward. They move forward, and they're all coming forward. This is the time where at level 6, Zion Disc would be able to throw out an ultimate, and there would be some capitalization because it wouldn't be a turret die. Nice dodge there from Zion. That's another little bit of crowd control, or a little bit poke that would have been hard to watch. There's a lot of low members in the match right now. You can see that the health bar is slightly in favor of Team AMAM, but not quite big enough for it to be an insta-win here. Ashe, she's low, but she can sit back. You know, she can keep herself safe. It isn't like there's any big gap closers coming out from Team AMAM at this point. Et Omnia, he's doing a fantastic job of getting wave clear down. Not only is he getting poked, that was really well done. He gets the damage on the What Is It Wolf, but also gets all 5 of those minions put in. That's Performance Labs status right there, ladies and gentlemen. Performance Labs practice. Even though Et Omnia has never come into Performance Labs, whoa, there's the first blood, goes over. Little chain crowd control, and Zion Disc, more crowd control being hit onto Zion. Zion has not been playing well in this early game, has been taking a lot of poke, not been dodging, and that's first blood given over to AMAM, and now things are really going to switch over, and that was just before level 6 too. That is so difficult to watch, having Ashe, such an important ultimate, one of the bigger ultimates coming out for Team Vae Victus, getting taken down and having that delayed. Now Team AMAM, they're in the prime spot. They're in the spot to be able to take advantage of their poke, take advantage of their ultimates, and really be able to make things happen here once that level 6 comes. This was just, it was a brawl in that early game. Both teams tried to take over the wave clear advantage, but right before level 6, it was given up to Team AMAM. What a shame. What a shame. Now Team Vae Victus are really going to have to struggle to get this level 6. They finally got it, and they actually got all 3 level 6s except for Zion Disc, and there's the instantaneous ult from What Is It Wolf, and Omnia's taking a good bit of damage, but he actually pulls out just in time. Santa's taking some damage as well, and now Zion Disc is level 6, and this might be the time to start something big. Gross Pigeon going to go in. When is the ultimate going to drop from him? Beautiful stun onto Gross Pigeon. There's a kill following up from Ezreal. Now it's all Team Vae Victus' game from here at Omnia. He's forward. The ultimate from Lady Santa doesn't do much. He's forward. He's looking for some sort of aggression, some sort of stun, doesn't find it, and it's going to end in a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Vae Victus. Finally, they get themselves back this early lead. That's exactly how you do it. You stand up the Janna. You force Gross Pigeon into having to use that ultimate in the way that he just did. Defensive. Using it behind the tower where there's no disengage. They got a successful engage off in that fight because Zion Disc threw out such a beautiful ultimate. That is instantaneous retribution from giving up that first blood. In my opinion, at least. And Omni, he's going low. He might end up getting taken down here. That knockup's going to follow. And there's the kill from Rare Candy. Well played on his part. A little bit of chain crowd control coming in. Slow from What Is a Wolf. Then the knockup. And he's just going to go right back under. I mean, that's not surprising that he did that. That was a good kill there. He also didn't have any minions to take down in that moment. Neither team really taking anything off of this early game. I can expect this game to be kind of a true brawl going into the next few stages because we are gearing up for that early to mid game transition. And almost every single player has built a blue item. Everybody but at Omnia. Who's going to be taking more of an AP-focused tanky Scion build, but there is going to be a very smooth transition for both teams from early to mid-game. They're going to have the mana they need. It's just going to all come down to team fights. And in terms of team fighting, there's more crowd control and more team fight capabilities coming out from Team Vae Victus. Nice early stun onto Rare Candy. He cleanses that one out right away. Doesn't end up getting caught out by the Lux ultimate either. Now What Is a Wolf? He's taken low. But Lady Santa are just running right past at Omnia. That's a nice dodge from Sergeant Pepper onto that spear. Now Rare Candy, is he too far forward? Will Lady Santa drop? Gets too low, forces to flash away. Rare Candy does pick up that kill onto Flabu. And Omnia flashes forward. Can he get anything off here? No, it wasn't the best flash. Lady Santa still doesn't end up going down somehow. I don't know how they didn't do enough damage. Now Rare Candy, he's following up. What is a Wolf picks up a kill? And Omnia is down. And it's a 3-for-1 now in favor of Team AMAM. And they were able to just take that by default, man. There were some mistakes made in that fight. And we're going to have to watch that whole fight again. You can see the ultimate comes out from from Zion Disc onto Rare Candy in good timing. It's just there wasn't any sort of follow-up crowd control coming out from Ed Omnia. They should know that Rare Candy has the cleanse. They should know that the cleanse is available for 2 of the 4 members coming out from Team AMAM. It's instantly cleansed. Rare Candy disengages. There's an instant ultimate coming out from What Is a Wolf as well. Knocks a lot of the enemy members down fairly low, just low enough for Rare Candy and Lady Santa to say, hey, we can probably run right past this Scion because Gross Pigeon is going to be able to keep What Is a Wolf safe, no problem. At Omnia, at that point, right before he turned around here and ended up getting caught out by this Howling Gale, he should have turned and started to focus on Lady Santa and Rare Candy. That should have been the focus, burning that cleanse coming out from Lady Santa. And you can see he's trying to get the stun here. He does do so, and I don't think Lady Santa is going to use the cleanse. It didn't end up getting used there. Lady Santa gets taken really low. One more auto attack here for Ed Omnia, and he was looking for a kill, but he doesn't find it. Lady Santa does flash. Rare Candy snags a kill onto Flabu, and now the flash forward from Ed Omnia ends up going unscathed. I don't know how that one ended up happening. Lady Santa still doesn't end up falling after the E goes down as well, and Rare Candy might even be able to pick up a kill there. That is the case, and that's just an unfortunate series of events here for Team Vae Victus, and they end up losing out on that one, and you can bet your sweet booty that Lady Santa is going to do a lot of damage to this turret here. Ooh, maybe not. Flabu, nice snipe there. Lady Santa not expecting that one. That's a lot of damage to that turret negated, plus some good money for Flabu. For Flabu. Maybe it's French. Flabois. Who knows? Nice damage. Big power spike here for Flabois, because he got the Sheen as well as the... it went back, got himself an early Sheen as well. Not an early Sheen, excuse me, but the first back Sheen with a BF sword. So big damage coming out from those Qs. You can see What Is a Wolf is just getting whittled down. Beautiful spear from Rare Candy. Snags himself a kill after the flash onto the Ash there. Sergeant Pepper's down. Zion Disc is down, and Et Omni is locked down. He gets dropped here as well. He's going to go into his passive form and not really going to be able to make too many things happen. And Flabois, now the only person left available to defend, doesn't even have the ultimate available. Takes a big spear and now is forced to back off. Team AMAM are taking this one by force now, you guys. They have been outplaying. It hasn't been necessary. Actually, I can't say it was by force. They have simply been outplaying. Nice little combo of ultimates going down there. There's a late ultimate. Flabois, he's there to capitalize, but an early cleanse coming out there. Now the cleanse is down. Here's the ultimate. The cleanses are down, ladies and gentlemen. The ultimate coming in from Ed Omnia. He wants to make something big happen. They're most likely going to see an early disengage from Gross Pigeon. He doesn't do it right off the bat because he knows Ed Omnia is taking some tower hits and actually ends up out-trading Ed Omnia there somehow. They were able to disengage from that one so quickly. 2 Agi of the Legi being built here so far, you guys, as well. one from Scion, and one from Janna. Not surprising at all from either of these two champions. And now I think with all 4 members available and ready and no death timer stuttered, I think this is Vae Victus' match here, you guys. Now most members are going to be out of range of that Xerath ultimate. Hey, he's picked up the Luden's Echo. Not surprising either. Zion Disc has really been the focus of this long-range damage coming out from Team AMAM, and they really need to defend this tower, you guys. They really need to make this one happen because we're 10 minutes in, and this would be a late first tower for Team AMAM. But what I can tell you is that once that first tower goes down, Team AMAM really turned up the heat, you guys. We've seen them do it many, many times in the past. It may look like they've been turning up the heat, but this is not heat from either team. I haven't seen either team turn up the heat yet, so when it happens, I'll let you guys know. Ooh, big spears, a lot of chain poke coming out here. There's an ultimate on the one as a wolf. There is no follow-up. Sergeant Pepper's looking for some. He doesn't find it, though. There's a big dodge there. He ends up actually getting shielded out with a barrier. And was it a barrier? No, it wasn't a barrier, actually. He ends up getting shielded out and somehow survives for a while there. But Scion gets dropped. Ash gets dropped shortly after, and so does the tower. Just not quite enough of that laning potential coming out here as this level 9, level 10 power spike are being hit by these poke champions. This is that early to mid-game transition that I was talking about. They have the level 5, rank 5, and those really important spells of theirs, those spells that they're prioritizing, but also have the tier mana plus mana regen to spam those spells as much as possible. In other situations, they might have had too heavy a spell cost to actually spam those things out and have had mana problems, but in this case, you can see they're all plenty healthy in terms of mana, and they're going to start a siege after getting 2 more kills on that, so it was a delayed ace. And Omnia and Zion, now the only 2 left available to defend here, and this is Team AMAM turning up the heat, you guys. This is that early to mid transition that they love so much. And Omnia, he moves forward, gets Ghost Pigeon caught out, but Ghost Pigeon has the ultimate available, can disengage at any time, held onto it though. Framboise should have thrown out that ultimate onto the minions there, and Sergeant Pepper is forced to throw his onto the minions as well. At Omnia, he's looking to get something on Rare Candy. Rare Candy moves in the backlines. He just ends up conceding that one. He actually ends up delaying quite a few members, and that might be enough for AMAM to get this tower down. Lady Santa might not be able to, though. A double kill going over in favor of Ezreal and 1 in favor of Ashe. Now, what is it, Wolf? He's left on the run. Can he make it away from this squad? It looks like he should be able to, especially with his stun up and available. There's the stun. That Luden's Echo was just such a terrible item to add to this map, man. I guarantee you that everybody from both of these teams agrees with me that the state of this map did not need a Luden's Echo. It seriously did not need a Luden's Echo. What is a wolf? He snags himself another kill. That puts him on a rampage now. 6, 2, and 9. Double kill for him as well, using those Luden's Echo stacks. Rare Candy, is he caught out? Maybe. Lady Santa follows up with an ultimate. Now Zion Disc is left fairly low as well. At Omnia should be able to pick one up onto What is a Wolf. What is a Wolf doesn't go without a fight though. Gets a bit of damage onto Ashe, and now Omnia, excuse me, is forced to flash away. Flash away. This is the point at which the Scion wave clear is going to be so damn important, you guys, because there is an imminent, huge siege coming from Team AMAM. Their next move in a game like this, where they've got the first tower down, you know, it's still kind of the early stages of the game. It's mid-game, but the early stages of the mid-game. And they want to win the game off of their next push. They want their next push to be the one that rules them all and wins the game for them. So the wave clear coming out from Team Vae Victus needs to be timed perfectly here, and Omni needs to be throwing as much as he possibly can onto those minions, and then Framboise and Sergeant Pepper need to make sure they have those ultimates available for that little bit of wave clear if they need to. Here's some chain crowd control on What is a Wolf. He engages, or excuse me, What a Wolf gets engaged on by at Omnia. He flashes away, so Ghost Pigeon gets hit instead. Here comes the ultimate from Ghost Pigeon coming out right now. He's able to heal up the remaining members of his squad, plus make the big disengage happen. Sergeant Pepper, big spear onto him as well, and those heals from the Janna might be a little bit too much at this point. Zion Disc also being focused. Can he dodge out? He can. Dodges out a lot there as he ends up making that little bit of disengage. Can Omnia make big things happen here as well? The team health's heavily in favor of Team AMAM, and now we're heading back into this faux laning phase here as well. So this is a tough one. Another really tough situation. They made a good engage, but I think Zion Disc, that ultimate, that spear was on the right target. What is it, Wolf? He doesn't have a cleanse, but it was from a little bit too far away. You got to catch up What is it, Wolf a little bit closer, and plus at Omnia wasn't quite able to react quickly enough. And as of right now, with 3 out of 4 members of Vae Victus left low, this is opportunity for Team AMAM to take this game. This is exactly what they want. They want to get 1 kill, push forward, get another kill, push even far forward, and then have those death timers set up from there on out. Another nice little zap there from Lady Santa. There's the first kill. There's the second. Like I said, you guys, they want 1 kill. 2, they're going to get 3. Might even just go for an ace here, as then Omnia is going to be able to move forward and possibly get some damage down, but this inhibitor is falling for sure, you guys. This is going to be the first inhibitor of the game just after 15 minutes in favor of Team AMAM. They set themselves up for a bunch of really easy kills there. Nice ultimate from Ezreal, ends up hitting out too. Lady Santa looking for a possible execution. Not going to give it. That actually ends up leaving him low. Will we see something big coming out here? Gross Pigeon has the ultimate, can use it at really any time. Didn't decide to use it there. Knew that Lady Santa, you bet your sweet booty that Gross Pigeon would have used it there if he didn't want Lady Santa to die. Lady Santa getting that death timer up, but Omnia Vanitas is going to try to make something of it. He ends up jumping around onto Gross Pigeon. Now Rare Candy in the backlines gets exhausted, still able to pick up 1 kill, maybe 2. Not going to be the case. Omnia disrupting well in the backlines of Team AMAM and might be able to make things happen. Gets the slow. Now the follow-up from Flabois. It might end up picking them up a kill, but what is it, Wolf? He has a lot available to him, and they're not able to pick this one up. He's almost able to pick up a kill. He does. The minions end up taking down Flabois. That is insane. Well played by... what is it, Wolf there? Now Lady Santa from downtown, a 3-pointer. Snags that kill onto the Lux, and now it's just Omnia versus Gross Pigeon. Those are two of my favorite players in this match, I gotta say, Omnia and Gross Pigeon. If they were to go 1v1, Janna versus Sion, it would make me so happy. Just like sit there auto-attacking each other. It would be awesome. Another benefit to this Sion is that he can do what he's doing right now. He can just push those super minions back really far, and his wave clear has been so important here, you guys. Look at him. He's able to actually manage 2 super minion waves at the same time. Really well done. Zion Disc is just a poke magnet at this point in the match, you guys. Making some really good ultimates throughout the match, but just a poke magnet. 1-7-5 thus far. Hasn't really been able to carry the game on the Ashe as some would expect. There's another ultimate from Lady Santa. I was about to call Lady Santa Party Pooper for some reason. There's the third ulti. Proc from, what is it, Wolf? He picks up that kill. Once again, poke magnet. Zion Disc has been the focus, not just been a magnet, has been the focus here from Team AMAM. And once again, so many members of Vae Victus left low that the team healths are heavily in favor of Team AMAM. Team AMAM really have their grasp on this match now, and I don't see too much capability for Omnia to make too much happen here. He actually ends up locking down Lady Santa. Lady Santa goes down quick. Gross Pigeon unable to save. Now Gross Pigeon might be the one who's next. Zion Disc, no ultimate available for him. No ultimates available pretty much all around. Jinx is going to come back and pop hers as soon as possible. Another exhaust under Rare Candy. Cleanses away. Isn't able to make much happen. Now Gross Pigeon might end up falling. Is it too late? Is it too late for Vae Victus to take this game back into their own hands? What is the Wolf? He's got lots of wave clear. He's got what he needs to defend this next tower, but I think that Team Vae Victus have made themselves a nice little statement here by taking that last team fight. And Omnia, a nice snare by Sergeant Pepper's gonna allow a lot of damage to go down on what is the Wolf. He doesn't end up going down though, which is an important thing. Now they need to get their executions off right now. What is it? Wolf snags that kill from underneath Flabois' nose. And it doesn't look like they're going to get those executions they need. Omnia, he's just going to try to get as much damage on the turret as possible. He's got a passive form. Can he take the tower down? No, he's not. He's forced to move backwards as what is the Wolf was definitely baiting that out of him. Snags himself a triple kill. Now it's just him versus Zion. Can he take this one down? He gets 1, 2. Only ends up hitting 2 of those 3 and snags himself. Oh, I thought it was going to be a quadra. Now Rare Candy moves forward and snags the ace. My goodness, that was just a completely dysfunctional series there from Team Vae Victus. They were not able to decide what it is that they wanted to do there, whether they were going to try to take the tower, get some executions off. It's a young team, you guys. That's the face of a young team. There's a Flabois. He ends up getting taken down by a stun from what is a wolf and good burst damage as well. Lady Santa now leaving the game. This might be Vae Victus' chance, you guys. 15 to 29 now in terms of the kills. 34 to 38 in terms of the gold. Not as much of a lead in favor of Team AMAM as one would expect, and Team Vae Victus are making themselves a nice little defense here. Their inhibitor was taken down 5 minutes ago, and Team AMAM have not been able to seal the deal from there. We could definitely see this roll out into the hyper late game, you could say, and then have Team Vae Victus come out very strong. You don't want to let that super minion attack that base like that, though. That thing did a lot of damage. Not even any disruption coming out from that Omnia. Rare Candy, he's also able to get a lot of good damage down. The ultimate from Sergeant Pepper doesn't end up hitting anyone. Now Zion Disc taking low. Zion Disc might end up going down here. That is going to be the case. The ultimate from Lady Santa following as well. Sergeant Pepper, he's moving forward. He gets dropped. Now at Omni and Flabois, the only 2 that are left. Flabois is going to be taken down very quickly, but actually doesn't end up getting dropped. He ends up actually getting pushed away to safety by Gross Pigeon, who still saves the remaining members of his squad. At Omni, he gets dropped into his passive form. The inhibitors back up, and no defensive capabilities coming out from Team Vae Victus. Oh no, Flabois, no, Flabois, why? Flabois, you are now foie gras because you just got zapped and cooked. Oh man. Team AMAM, they come out strong in this fight, man. This is a crazy match. This was a crazy match for the analyzers everywhere. Whoever has anything to say, whoever has good knowledge and wants to say, whatever it is they can say about this match, please do it in Twitch chat right now. I see that Mr. Ofredo, Mr. Ofredo, or is it Mr. Ofred? Oh, I have no idea. Either way, but this was a match that was won by a Janna. I'm going to come down and I'm going to say it at the very end. Gross Pigeon was the glue that held Team AMAM together right when Vae Victus seemed like they were going to bring it back. Vae Victus, there were so many times throughout the early and mid game that Vae Victus pushed forward, and they really should have been able to make big things happen. But then the disengage and the ultimate from the Janna was just too much. It just was the cherry on top and did not allow them to truly capitalize. And this just goes more to show why it is that Janna gets banned so consistently on this map. It's because she always brings one too many extra things to a team fight. She brings one too many extra things to this map that really tip her teams over the top in terms of just their ability to manage whatever the other team brought to them. This game was the best played game by an enemy squad against Team AMAM that I've seen to date, you guys. This was a phenomenal game from both sides. Team AMAM were really given a run for their money in this match, but they were still put into a really comfortable position as they transitioned from, as they were in the middle game, they were able to have themselves that lead and then keep it up until the very end. It was unfortunate that Team Vae Victus had to deal with the Janna at this point, because I believe without the Janna, with somebody else here rather than the Janna, even if it was another disengager, another healer, the Janna was just too much. They just couldn't handle it. They made great engages. They had good damage. They would isolate people down, but the Janna being there just forced them to not ever be able to capitalize, and it was just bleh. It was just very unfortunate, and I do not expect to see this Janna go through again unless it's in favor of Team Vae Victus. Well played, and congratulations to Team AMAM. They take the first game of this set.